This Model T steering wheel was on a Facebook Marketplace, stayed over. It had been on there for quite a while. I'd been watching it and had my brother pick it up for me when he was on a work trip. As soon as I saw the ad, I knew that it was what's called a fat man or tilt wheel, meaning the center piece is actually hinged and you can tilt the wheel to get in and out. This one is missing the identifying badge, but after only a few seconds of Googling, I could tell this was a Bauer tilt wheel. In the same Google searches, I saw that someone named Gordon Gortson in Oregon is reproducing the badge, so that will get placed back on there. I'll need to draw out those old fasteners. Also, this one doesn't currently tilt because the mechanism is seized, probably not too badly, but it's missing the pull knob, which would make it difficult to do. I've seen other pull knobs are kind of a brass hex. I'll just get the closest I can at the hardware store. Maybe I'll machine something. As I think about this wheel more, it's no surprise that the badge is missing, potentially just broken off. If you're going to set this steering wheel on a shelf, you either set it the wood side down or that face down. So that's going to be getting worn on, beat up like it is. And even if the wheel is mounted in the car, that's the top surface that's going to be getting the abuse. Let's see what the thread is. Doesn't look like 20. Doesn't look like 28. It's 24. Wasn't expecting that. When I first measured it, it's coming in at about 0.23. And I initially thought that might be just a worn down 1/4 inch. So a 1/4 24 isn't unheard of. It's just not common. But that's the first detail that makes me pause and think. I'm pretty sure I have some 1/4 24s somewhere, but in the process, I found some number 14 24s. Now that is a double rarity. There is not much out there for number 14 fasteners. 14 24, not 1/4 24. I'm getting about 245 on this one. The number 14 spec says they should be about 242. 14 24. And to prove I'm not crazy, here is a 1/4 24. 1/4 24. Figured I'd check the minor diameter just to ensure that I'm on the right page still. Looks like it's coming in at about 215. And the number 14 tap is coming in at like 216 and a half. So this is the right tap. But in doing the research on a number 14 fastener, specifically a number 14 24, I learned that there's some Model T applications there. Well, I think I might have found what the thread is here then. There's only a couple clear photos online of these Bauer tilt wheel pull knobs. They all seem to be a hex brass, kind of ornate looking deal. And I have no reason to believe that they're not original, but when I was at the hardware store just now, I was trying to just find something simple and easy that could be used as a replacement, as close as I could get. Everything just looked tacky as hell. Just looked like Chinesium, trying to look fancy, just tacky. So rather than getting anything even remotely ornate or fake brass looking, for now the closest nondescript pull knob I could find was just this. I'm assuming it's like a polished nickel. I think that'll kind of blend in with the style of the wheel. So I should be able to just drill this out and tap it. This was also one of the few that had a little bit of meat there. They all were pretty slender in that area. I wouldn't have been able to bore any of the rest of them out. So the hole in the knob is about 7/8. I'm going to go about 5/8 with a number 7 drill. So since this is just a drawer pull, there's this little nipple here that would kind of press into the wood as you tighten it on the drawer to keep it clocked. I'm not going to need that. I'm going to use the nut that's on it to kind of be a lock nut to position this, so I'll get rid of that. All right, that's gone now. You may recognize my Cardinal 4B from our previous video where I did a cosmetic restoration after I found it in an otherwise empty filing cabinet behind an antique store. It was just one solid chunk of rust. It was missing the screw. I'll clean up these threads a little more before the moment of truth. If you don't have a thread file, you should get one. The moment of truth. Wow, that feels nice. So something like that. I figure it kind of matches the curve going on there. Let's see the other moment of truth. If I can do this one-handed. Oh, yeah. Pull knob works. Just need to work on freeing this up now. Can't do it while I'm holding the camera, but a couple taps with just the handle of my hammer while pulling that out, I got that to move. Alrighty, now I have a tilt wheel that tilts. Next up, cleaning up this surface and replacing that badge. I drilled the left one out pretty much dead on center. The right one started to walk a little bit, so I backed off. And that's when I realized I can just drive these out from the backside. They're through holes. I don't need to drill them out. So that's what I did on that one. I went back and put just a drop of JB Weld in that hole just to clean up where the drill started to walk. I didn't blow out the hole by any means, but it just looked a little bit ugly. You can see how it's kind of bigger than the other hole. I'm just being neurotic about it and want to make sure that the drive screws have enough meat to bite into. Could have done this a while ago. Couple issues to deal with on this one. I figured it had to come off for a thorough cleaning and sealing. Bedpan of evaporust. So on the bottom of the wheel and on the bottom of this pivot piece, this would be the bottom because the wheel's going to pivot up. There's a bunch of hammer marks. I'm guessing that the wheel had been seized to the steering shaft and they were hitting in the bottom of it with a hammer trying to get it off. I guess they did, but it'd be nice if they hadn't been quite so brutal on it. Now that I'm cleaning it, I see that they hit it right on the lip too, guaranteeing that it'll never sit right. Over the last few days, I've been putting coats of tung oil on this wheel. It was pretty dry when I started. I want to give this wheel some protection. It might be sitting out in a roadster or a speedster. I think this will be my last coat. This is about number 6 probably. Okay, I've put a dab of glue on the back of this badge just to be kind of a belt and suspenders for when I put the drive screws in. See if I can do this one-handed. Kind of smearing the glue around a little bit. Got the holes lined up. Lining up the drive screws now. Tiny and shiny little things. I obviously don't have a tripod in here, so it was hard to film while I drove those in, but it just took a couple hits. Now the badge is on there. I'll put just a touch of grease in here. Keep it from seizing again. Nice. So there it is, a resurrected Bauer tilt wheel. I say resurrected because I left the dings and the scratches, the rough cast surface, the hammer marks that are trying to get it off. It will live again.